The all-new Honda CR-V, available in 2 or 4-wheel drive, each with a host of standard features, like one-motion fold seats, reversing camera, and clever thinking. That comes standard too.
Round 14 of the ANZ Championship got underway in Melbourne, with the Vixens looking for a big win over the Fever to give them a shot at second on the ladder and a double chance in the finals. The Adelaide Thunderbirds secured the minor premiership last round and were at home for their final match against the Firebirds, the only other side to have secured a finals berth heading into round 14. Invercargill hosted the late game on Sunday, with the home side, the Southern Steel, taking on the Central Pulse, both sides wanting bragging rights as New Zealand's second best franchise in 2013. And Monday night netball hit the Bay of Plenty, with the Magic taking on the Mystics, looking for a big win to push them up the ladder. While Sydney was the host to the final match of round-robin play, with the New South Wales Swifts taking on the Tactix. So let's check out all the action. The Melbourne Vixens equation was simple against the West Coast Fever. Win and they play finals netball, win by plenty and hope the Firebirds lose to the Thunderbirds and they could secure second place on the ladder. The Vixens dominated the opening whistle and flew out to a 17-10 quarter-time advantage. As they have all season, the Vixens' defensive pair of Jiva Mentor and Bianca Chatfield were outstanding. It was again the Vixens who outscored the Fever 17-12 in the second quarter to set up a 12-goal halftime buffer. The third quarter was another 17-goal period for the home side, but their defensive pressure restricted the visitors to just 9, putting the game beyond doubt. The 51-31 scoreline at three-quarter time put the Vixens in the box seat to overtake the Firebirds on goal percentage and sneak into second place on the ladder. The Vixens were ruthless in the final 15 minutes, and a stunning 18-8 final period propelled them ahead of the Firebirds on percentage. But the Queenslanders just needed to beat the Thunderbirds to take back second place. The final score was Vixens 69, Fever 39.
We knew we had to have a tough game today, and we weren't worried about the scoreline. We were just making sure we did everything that we set out to do, and it's a great win. I'm really happy with the girls.
The Thunderbirds entered the match having already secured the home semi-final, but it was the Queensland Firebirds who needed to win to secure a top 2 finish. It was a high-scoring opening 15 minutes, with both defensive ends struggling to contain the Jamaican shooting sensations at either end of the court. The Firebirds broke away from the home side in the second quarter and entered half-time holding a 31-28 lead over the minor premiers. The home side wrestled an 11-10 third quarter to narrow the margin to just 2 goals heading into the final period. The Thunderbirds have made a habit of coming from behind this season, and they needed to do the same if they were to defeat the Firebirds in this one. As they have on so many occasions this season, the Thunderbirds looked out of the match, trailing by as many as 4 goals in the final quarter, but somehow they wrestled back the lead in the dying stages. In a stunning turnaround, the home side won the final quarter 15-11 to record their 11th consecutive win of the season, taking the match 54-52.
Hugely proud, and look, we took a step up. We've been a bit disappointed with how much we're falling out of games throughout the game. We did it a little bit today, but that's a great adjustment. We know we haven't got the perfect game yet, so heading into next week, that's something that we're going to be working on.
The Velodrome in Invercargill hosted the Southern Steel and Central Pulse in what was essentially a battle to end the 2013 season as the second best New Zealand franchise. The Steel looked flat in the opening quarter and the Pulse took full advantage, jumping out to a 17-10 quarter-time lead. The home side clicked into gear in the second period, but they could only run goal for goal with the visitors as the Pulse held a 34-27 halftime advantage. It was a goal fest in the third period, and it was again the visitors who continued to push ahead, winning the quarter 21-17. The Steel rallied in the final 15 minutes, but it was too little too late as the Pulse claimed the match 73-64, claiming 5th position on the ladder, their highest ever ANZ Championship finish.
I think it was amazing. We talked all week about looking after the ball and, stopping that ball into Janelle at the back. So I think our girls did a tremendous job today and a way to finish the season.
Bay Park Arena in Tauranga played host to the Magic's final round-robin game, with the defending champions looking for a big margin to secure a home semi-final. It was a scrappy opening 15 minutes, and despite the Magic jumping out to an early 6-1 lead, the Mystics were still within touch. The Mystics lost Bailey Mez to a knee injury in the final stages of the first quarter, and it was the Magic who held a 13-9 quarter-time advantage. The Magic led by just 9 goals at the half, and given the way they were playing, it looked unlikely they would get the margin they needed. At the start of the third period, it was a totally different Magic side, and they shot 20 from 20 for the quarter, while keeping the Mystics to just 10, putting them on track to jump ahead of the Firebirds into third place. It was a tense final 15 minutes, even though the game was well and truly in Magic grasp, all the focus was on the margin. In the end, the Magic won the match 68-40, ensuring they overtook the Firebirds on goal percentage and claimed third place and a record 6th consecutive finals appearance.
We knew we had to come out for a big score to actually secure either second place or third place to have a home semi-final. So yeah, we are ecstatic that we're there.
Sydney Olympic Park Sports Centre was the venue for the final match of a frustrating season for both sides as the New South Wales Swifts took on the Tactix. It was an emotional night for the Swifts, with long-time servant Vanessa Ware playing her last game, and co-captain Monia Gerard taking a break from netball to pursue her Rugby Sevens Olympic dream. It was a dominant opening half by the Swifts, and they piled on the attacking pressure with 34 goals, Susan Fratley and Carla Dewaki missing just 3 shots to half-time. The Tactix were struggling for fluency in attack as the stifling Swifts defence, led by Sonia McCloma, had the home side in a commanding position, leading 34-19 at the long break. The Swifts rang the changes in the third and they struggled to adjust, and the Tactix took full advantage. The visitors took the third period 13-10 but still trailed by 32-44 heading into the final quarter. The home side made further changes in the final 15 minutes, but they failed to impact the Swifts' charge as they ran in a comfortable 62-42 scoreline, sending out Vanessa Ware and Monia Gerard in winning fashion.
You know, we just kept pushing, and that's that fighting spirit that the Swifts have, and obviously we haven't had the best year, but when we have been in there, we've been fighting the whole time, and I think they held us in good stead for that game.
So with the minor round done and dusted, the Thunderbirds host the Vixens in the major semi-final in Adelaide, and the Waikato Bay of Plenty Magic sneak into third place and host the Queensland Firebirds in the minor semi-final in Hamilton.
With push-button start, auto-rear sunshade and lane watch blind spot camera, the all-new Honda Accord. Why wait to have it all?